Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another Southern California first-time homebuyer market update. My name is Stephen Meade with Domicile Real Estate. I'm just getting over a cold, so if I sound a little funny, I'm sorry about that. We are real estate for people who love houses, and we are on a mission to help California's renters become homeowners. If that's you, that is who we are doing these updates for. And it's really been a roller coaster ride. If you are a first-time home buyer trying to figure out, is now a good time for you to buy? Are you sitting on the edge of a value cliff? And should you wait until the spring? So we try to help you answer those questions by giving you actual data about the market, which is what we're going to do today. And we pose this simple question: would you want to go back to an April real estate market if you could? And I actually think there's a lot of reasons why today's market is better than the April real estate market. And we're going to go into that in a second. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. We have our screen share is not working there. Let me see what I can do to fix that real quick. Normally this stuff works pretty easily. So just bear with me for a minute. This is what we get when we do live TV, as it were here. So I think I have too many windows open in my PDF viewer, and I think that might be causing me some problems. So let me just fix that here and see if we can get this lined up here. Bear with me. I think this is going to work now. So give me a second here. Nope. Still got paused sharing. All right. Well, give me one other second, and I think I can get this worked out for you guys. Let me just try this one more time here, and I think this is going to be a winner. I feel like it's going to be a winner. So cross your fingers and your toes. There we go. Now we've got our slides. All right. Let's get started with prices. What did we talk about a couple weeks ago? Well, as the rates started to drop, I made an intonation that I thought it would stabilize prices and kind of reduce any reductions in pricing, and that is pretty much exactly what's happened. So where are we right now on our entry-level single-family home? We're at $698. I'd say we're kind of in that little zone, maybe about where we were towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. But I want you to notice how this is suddenly kind of straightened and flattened out a little bit. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen to this number in the next coming weeks. If it actually bounces a little, I think it might. We're seeing something similar over here on our condo side of things. And in fact, we are right about where we were at the end of last year in pricing. So that's kind of an interesting place to be, right? Because what we haven't seen is sort of this value cliff. And one of the things that happens a lot, and that I remember, right, from 2007, 2008, was there was a moment where things changed, and it just felt like a snowball running down the hill that nothing could stop. I mean, that was the feeling in the market, and that's definitely not the feeling that we have today. Now, this is really probably the most important thing we're going to talk about today. And this is our total monthly payment index. And again, this is based on 5% down, including mortgage insurance, property taxes, et cetera. And if you look at where we are, because of a combination of prevailing rates and, there has been some moderation on pricing. Here we're at $53.79 a month for our entry-level single-family home. Where does that put us back to? Honestly, it puts us back here, back to the middle of April. And that's really not a terrible place to be, right? The difference now is you actually have more inventory than you had in April. You weren't overbidding on houses, and you can get much better terms, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Things like closing cost credits, interest rate buydowns, all those are available to you right now as a buyer. So we're basically going right back to those April prices. Now, if you look at our condos, we're at $41.20. We basically saw that number around the same time period, right? Earlier in the year. So, if you feel like you missed that opportunity this spring, Yes, are those days of 3% mortgages gone for the foreseeable future? I think they are. But let me tell you this, what you're doing is you are buying it at a lower price than that person in April. And if rates should subside, you will end up with a lower payment than that person ever had who bought in April. So I would actually argue it is a better time for a lot of people now versus this April. Now, if we do our kind of income check here, if you have no other debts, you need $132,000 to purchase this entry-level single-family home, and you need about $101,000 on our entry-level condo. Just as a reminder, everybody, this entry-level single-family home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath single-family in Los Angeles and Orange counties, and our entry-level condo is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Los Angeles and Orange counties. And these are the first quartile, meaning halfway between the lowest and the median priced home in that category. Now, if we look at our absorption rate, right, that jumped up following the Thanksgiving holiday, but it hasn't really slid that much. We are still at 96%, meaning buyers are still buying up houses faster than they are coming on the market in that entry level scheme. Condos are not faring quite as well at 84%, but we didn't see these numbers just drop way back down like I thought they would. Here is the reason why. Let's look at that total inventory. Look at the shape of this curve and notice this is a much steeper drop in inventory than last year, right? A very steep drop in inventory as we head towards the end of the year. Are we still going to end up way up on inventory? Yes. Is it going to be quite as far up as people imagine? No, I don't think it will be. I project we're going to end up somewhere around 1,500, 1,600 houses at the end of the year, maybe double what the inventory last year was. That's not really that big of a change in inventory. And if we look at our 14 days still active, this is interesting. This number is actually starting to fall, bringing us down to a level really that we haven't seen for our single family homes since May. So something interesting to look at there. And then our weeks supply of homes. So there are two ways to measure inventory. Method number one is to measure inventory in terms of number of houses available. But the second method is relative inventory, and that looks at how fast are the homes selling. So we know that inventory number is in time. How many months of inventory do we have? So going back to that number, we have now dropped down. Let me get out my little pointer here. We have now dropped down to 11.25 weeks of inventory. So back to where we were, maybe back in the middle of September, or back to where we were, close to where we were here in, July. And then we're down a little over 9 weeks, really kind of going back again to that September timeframe for inventory, even back as far as that July timeframe. I think that's interesting to see some of these numbers reversing a little bit. Now, some of this is true. It's the end of the year. And we frequently notice that the market actually tightens a little bit as we head towards the end of the year, the calendar year. But I also think another bit is this is the market responding to these presently lower interest rates. This is a little bit of a second chance for a lot of people. If you are one of those people, definitely reach out to us. We'd love to have a conversation and talk about what your options are. There is a link down below to do that if you're watching this on YouTube. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And then as always, if you are looking to buy your first home, this is a passion project of ours. It is something we do. We want to turn California's renters into homeowners. It makes for better communities. It makes for better wealth building. We are here to help. If that's you, we'd love to talk to you. And questions and comments, as always, we love those too. And we'll see you again real soon.